Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm so glad that you popped in this evening. Great to have you with me. If you're new to Inspirations for Your Life, this podcast or our stream, go ahead and if you're watching us, launch your camera app, point over the QR code, touch the yellow lips, and you'll get my link tree. But if you're listening to us like on the podcast and just hearing us only, then go to believemeachieve.com. I want to thank you for coming back, supporting us, and also want to thank all of you that have been watching us on a regular basis on the replays. 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, or whatever you decide to watch us. Thank you so much for making IFYL a daily part of your day. All right, let's get into the master topic. Is everybody ready for it? Here it is. Our master topic starts on a Saturday and it rolls all the way through the week and it finishes up on a Friday. Understanding leadership. Series 2 means we're in our second year. Show 18, episode number 4. All right. We are talking all about leadership this week. All about leadership. And I think with a lot of people, they get a little confused as to what is leadership, right? I think that becomes a slight issue. And so when we think about leadership, the biggest thing I want to share with you is something that Harvard had a reviews in their definition, and they said leadership is the accomplishment of a goal through the direction of human assistance. Let me say that again. Leadership is the accomplishment of a goal through the direction of human assistance. So no one can achieve a goal all on their own. It's basically impossible. You need to have a team behind you. Using motivation to get your team to a goal is what leadership is. When you're doing it for the greater good of all concerned, it really works well for you and for everyone else. All right. So flexibility, that is key. A lot of leaders out there say, oh, I don't want to do that. 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 I don't want to do any of that. And that can be a problem. That can be a real problem. And the problem is if someone is not flexible, then they're not going to be open to new ideas. They're not going to be ready for new aspirations. They're not going to be able to see that there is another way to fill your glass or another way to get to your destination, because they're going to be so head buried down into, oh my gosh, I only see one way to do this and I can't do it any other way, right? That's what's going through a lot of people's heads. And you might be saying to me, hey, John, leadership to me is something that I do and people just follow me. Well, if people are lining up to get on your team, you're a great leader. If people are on your team because of a threat or duress or because they fear something, then you're not a great leader. You're just, in one sense, I want to say, a hypocrite, but someone who is forcing people to do things that they really don't want to do. A leader inspires people. And that can be getting them to feel a certain way, not because they have to, but because they want to. See, that's what a leader is. A leader figures out what's important to you and then enacts that so that you'll want to respond. A leader is able to work well with your team. Okay? If you're saying to me, hey, John, I just did all this stuff, but I can't figure out X, I can't figure out Y, I can't figure out Z. Maybe it's not your team that's the problem. Maybe it's the leader. I've had several teams I've been on, and I was just, on the board with these teams. And we went through several leaders, and it wasn't the team. It was the leader not being open to our suggestions. not being open to a suggestion. That's pretty amazing, right? What does it mean? It means that you're going to do everything you want in your own way. Your own way. That's right. I said your own way. Your own way, unfortunately, will stifle you from getting to success quickly because you're only going to know one way. You're only going to know one particular way. And that one way might seem like the best way, but the truth of the reality is it's not. It's not the best way. And so knowing that you're a leader and you've got to get better at what you're doing, I think that's the magic. A lot of people say, oh, gee, I'm a leader and I'm the best. No leader is the best. And a lot of people tell me, hey, I'm a great leader. It's not you that decides whether you're a good leader or not. It's the people on your team. Do they take your direction? Are they inspired by you? Or are you just kind of, beating your chest like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best? That's not a leader. That's somebody who's just standing up and waiting for praise. Now, is praise bad? No, praise isn't bad, but praise should not be the whole entire thing. It shouldn't be the whole entire thing. And so, if you're a true leader, you're going to listen to other people. You're going to pay attention to them. You're going to do all these great things. Right? All these great things you're going to do. But what if these things don't make sense to you? And the reason they don't make sense is because you feel that you have to drum an idea in someone's head instead of allowing someone to curiously discover the path that you're leading them down. Let me give you an example. Been in scouts many times, okay, and been an Eagle Scout that I became, and I have to tell you, being in scout events and things is interesting. Now we had an event, and it was on one of our camping trips, and one of the patrol leaders said to me, "Oh, John, uh, we ran out of water for the stove," and I was like, "Okay, I'll go get some." No, 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 not that kind of water. What do you mean, not that kind of water? We need dehydrated water. It's special water that's just for our stove. It's like, whoa, where do I get dehydrated water? Oh, just ask like the next troop, like just over there. They'll probably have some. Yeah, yeah, they'll give it to you. I mean, they're happy to help you. So I have my bucket and I go over to this patrol and I was like, "Hi, I'm John. I'm from Troop 108." And my patrol leader asked me to go find some dehydrated water. Oh, we just ran out. You just ran out? Yeah, but I think the people next door have some. So I went next door and went all around and I've gone to quite a few places now. And when I got to like, let's say the sixth or seventh one, it had been an hour. And he says, "Have you had any luck?" I said, "No." I said, "I've been out here for over an hour, hour and a half." He's like, "Oh, you're kidding." And I bet you're going to probably tell me they have some too. He says, "No, I'm not going to do that." Well, where do I get it? He's like, "Your patrol leader and your scoutmaster, they're pulling your leg." So what do you mean? This is a initiation thing that they do with all the new scouts. And congratulations, you've been initiated. There is no such thing as dehydrated water. It is water that's already evaporated. I was like, well, thanks. See, they all want to make sure you've done it. You just didn't do it 5 minutes, right? So I go back to the patrol leader. He said, did you get any? And I said, yeah. I said, I got it. It's right here. He says, where is it? I said, it's right in the bucket. He says, nothing in there. I said, exactly. Dehydrated water is water that's evaporated. I said, finally, one of the troops told me that there's no such thing. And like, oh, how long you been looking? I said, about an hour and a half. And he's like, welcome aboard. You're initiated. And so I think sometimes a leader expects the people on the team to be exactly the same, but they're not. They're usually going to be different in some regards, but they're still going to carry out the same requests. And I told you before that I like a leader that coaches and that's empathetic, and one that's a great communicator. I feel that if you're going to be a leader and you can't communicate, the first thing you need to understand before you can be a leader is learn how to communicate. Communicating is not yelling and screaming at people. And so when someone doesn't listen to you or they say no, what do? Do you raise your voice? You shouldn't. It's not really what a leader does. A leader be like, look, this is what we told you. This is what it's going to be. And you move on from there. Okay. But if you're hung up with the fact that you need to do something a certain way, and you're not open to doing it a different way, well, that could be a really big problem. I mean, a really big problem. I think the problem or the challenge comes from people that feel they got to fit into a leader's shoes. So there are many different kinds of leaders, but I don't want you to fit into a leader's shoes. I want you to develop your own qualities of being a great leader. That's it. Don't try to be another leader, okay? You can mimic some of the things they do, but you need to develop your own style, okay? And today we learned some very interesting things, which are one, from the Harvard's review, that leadership is the accomplishment of a goal through the direction of human assistance. Leadership is the accomplishment of a goal through the direction of human assistance. Use motivation to get your team to a goal. That's what it is. Be flexible. Able to work well with your team. Communicate with your team. Support your team. And you know what you also want to do when you're a leader? You want to celebrate with your team. So when your team has a victory, even if it's a minor victory, celebrate with them. Okay? When you're in the trenches together, work together to get out of the trenches. When you're on top, celebrate that victory. Celebrate how you guys have come so far and you've made some amazing strides. You made some amazing strides. And if we could just realize that leadership is not something we're given, it's something we earn. And I was taught a long time ago from my parents and from relatives, in education and things that you have that are intangible, no one can take them away from you. Therefore, no one can take away your leadership skills. Sure, they can demote you as a leader, but that's usually because they're being childish and they don't want things to run a different way than they're used to. Or maybe they're afraid that you're actually going to make the team work equally and they're usually not used to working. They just want to sit on the sideline and just point and give orders and just say, oh, well, no, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. It's everybody's fault. But really, you know whose fault it is? The fault comes down to the person that should understand that leading comes from the leader and everyone else gets from example. So if you're blaming people like, oh, this, and this, I don't care who was supposed to do it right now. Let's just band together and let's help. So fault is not something that we should be worried about right now. We want to solve the problem. And when we solve the problem, we're able to move forward. And then, yes, we're able to reach our dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this fantastic, amazing evening. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. Go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space Morley, Y Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a savory dessert. Either way, we'll be grateful. Those pennies and dollars will invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to get you to become a better version of yourself. And one thing you can do to become a better version of yourself is become a leader so you can inspire other people. I hope you guys have a great night. You know, I have more leadership tips for you guys tomorrow. Be well.